In the Champions League Final, PSG trashed Inter Milan in a convincing game. In this video, we will take a look at all of Sommer's conceded goals, and the only difficult save Donnarumma had to make. In this first goal, when the ball is played to the edge of the box, Sommer takes this step backwards closer to his goal line. This will give him more time to react to the shot if it is taken from the midfielder here. As the ball is played through to the striker, Sommer takes a step off his goal line towards the ball. Sommer is a small keeper, so by moving towards the ball, he is closing the space between himself and the striker. If the striker decides to shoot here, the goal that Sommer has to defend is much smaller. As the striker raises his leg, Sommer stands still and sets for the shot, so that he can react in either direction. Unfortunately, because the pass travels behind the back line, the left back has to come across to close down the striker. He leaves the man that he was marking free in the middle of the box for the easy tap in. Maybe Sommer could have gotten his defender to push up here to play them offside, but it is difficult as he has to concentrate fully on the ball. In the second goal, the ball is crossed to Sommer's left-hand side. I like Sommer's movement here. He moves quickly and efficiently, getting across the goal in 2 steps. Because he is fast, he is able to set long before the shot is taken. His positioning is slightly off-center. Despite the defender coming across, I think that Sommer should still stand 1 step to his right, more in line with the center. When the shot is taken, I think that Sommer falls too fast. His instinct is to collapse to the ground to make the low save. However, especially with the defender in the way, Sommer should have waited just a bit longer to see if there would be a deflection. If the shot does go through, with Sommer's speed, he could have stuck out a foot to deflect the ball. Instead, because he collapses early, the deflection is enough to take the ball past him. In the third goal, Sommer starts from a high position as the ball is from further away. However, as the ball comes closer, he does not drop back, but holds his position at the 6-yard box. This can work as it prevents the midfielder playing these through balls as Sommer is there to intercept. Just a tip, in this situation, if the midfielder looks up at the goal while dribbling, it is a sign that he is going to shoot or chip, and so the keeper must drop quickly towards the goal line just in case. When the striker enters the box, it is good that Sommer stands his ground. He makes the goal look smaller, and so he has less to cover as well. However, the fact that the shot beats him at the near post might mean that his positioning might have been slightly off. It is difficult to see without a good angle, but this could have been the case. From this angle, it is also difficult to see where the ball actually passes Sommer, but it seems like Sommer tries the collapse dive, which is common from this distance as the keeper needs to get down quickly to the shot. When the striker here dribbles the ball closer to goal, Sommer drops first. This is to prevent himself from being chipped. When the ball comes to an area around the box, now is the time to start closing the angle to make it harder for the striker to find a gap to shoot the ball into. On this large touch here, the striker does not have close control of the ball. I think at this instance, Sommer needs to be quicker and close the angle down some more. When the striker shoots, there is too big of a gap between him and Sommer, making the gaps to aim at much bigger. As well, Sommer guesses the side in which the striker will shoot. Here, he dives to the wrong side. If Sommer wanted to guess the side, I think he could have fallen towards the near post, as the striker closes his body here to shoot near post. Alternatively, if Sommer had closed down the angle some more, he could have made a sliding block, similar to what Alisson enjoys doing, to use the momentum of his movement to make the block. This save is a classic example of a collapse dive. From the angle, any shot will be within Donnarumma's reach. So, Donnarumma prepares for the shot by setting lower than usual. He is still big enough that if the shot goes high, he can get his hands on the ball. As he is lower, he can now get down to the ground quicker to make the save. When the shot comes in, Donnarumma has to dive to his left side. So, he swings his left leg away from under his body. He lets gravity pull his body to the floor so that he can make the save. In his set position, his body weight is forward. Hence in the dive, he falls forward instead of backwards. This means that the ball will be parried forward towards where he has defenders or clear the ball, and not backwards into the path of the attacker. Donnarumma also locks his wrist so that the ball does not stop dead next to his body, but will be parried away from danger. In this action, once he sees that the striker gets past the last defender, as he is so close, Sommer needs to get off his line and close down the angle. The striker has way too much time and space to choose a spot in the goal to shoot into. If Sommer had closed the angle, the striker would not have the time to open his body and fake shooting far post. Instead, he would have had to take the shot quickly. In the last goal here, Sommer does well to close the space and angle to the shot. The problem here is that he needs to be brave and not turn his body away from the ball. However, the game is pretty much sealed and I do not think that Sommer has the same desire to put himself into the line of fire here. So what do you think of Sommer's and Donnarumma's performances? Let me know down in the comments.